Arguments were heard this morning inside of an Estill County courtroom for a motion to dismiss the lawsuit filed by the county against the operator of a landfill accused of hauling in illegal waste.
Thousands of people bracing for Hurricane Hermine will have the latest from Florida ahead. And a deer causing a big mess in eastern Kentucky. The wild video coming up.
This is WKYT News at 4:30.
Good afternoon. Sam, Dick, and Amber Philpott reporting. It's a case of illegal dumping at a landfill here in Kentucky.
Earlier this year, the EPA found 4 violations regarding the disposal of radioactive waste at the Blue Ridge landfill. WKYT's Hillary Thornton is in Estill County with the latest from today's hearing. It's our top story at 4:30.
Attorneys for the operator of that Estill County landfill arguing inside of the courtroom here this morning that the lawsuit should be dismissed. Ultimately, the judge saying that motion is premature at this point, overruling their request. The attorneys today asking that Advanced T-Norm Services, BES LLC, and Corey Hoskins, the one individual named, all be dropped from the lawsuit. While attorneys accepted the allegations, they say the complaint fails to state a viable cause in evidence. They also say their 3 defendants are not third-party beneficiaries to the contract with Estill County, so they in turn could not have breached that agreement.
They received fees as a broker. They were an arranger or broker.
Attorneys for Estill County Fiscal Court with Judge Executive Wallace Taylor standing by, arguing that the entities arranged or shipped illegal waste into the county and simply want the lawsuit dismissed at this point to avoid more information from coming out.
No one wants to conduct discovery because we're going to pull back a Band-Aid on a fairly ugly situation. So I can understand why they filed the motion to dismiss on the pleadings.
The judge overruling the motion, saying the initial complaint filed is not required to lay out specific evidence. The decision that the lawsuit is moving forward met with an applause from many in the courtroom. Judge Executive Taylor says following the Labor Day holiday, they will begin that discovery phase, collecting evidence for the case. In Estill County, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
No criminal charges have been filed against the groups involved with the landfill. Showers have mostly pushed out of the bluegrass this afternoon, leaving behind a pleasant afternoon with sunny skies and mild temperatures for us.
We have hit the jackpot, Amber, and this fall-like feel is expected to last through the holiday weekend. Let's check in with our chief meteorologist, Chris Bailey.
Yeah, finally a popular guy out there for a change, huh? I guess we just had to flip the calendar to September in order to get rid of the muggy and stormy weather that we've had all summer long. Late afternoon temperatures, upper 70s to right around 80 into much of central and eastern Kentucky, and that's what we are dealing with across the entire area. Overall, it's a mix of sun and clouds out there with very pleasant temperatures rolling on into most of the bluegrass state, and even with a little bit of cloud cover out there. Certainly no precipitation. Notice how the clouds are coming at us from north to south. That is where the wind is coming from as the cool air slides in from Canada. Great weather continues to move in, pleasant temperatures, and that is going to lead us, Sam, into a very nice Labor Day weekend.
Oh, yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
Chris, as you know, Labor Day weekend, big travel weekend. Many Kentuckians will be traveling for this holiday weekend, some of them going south to Florida and the Carolinas. So they really need to keep an eye on what's going on with the weather and the hurricane, right?
Hurricane Hermine is now in the Gulf of Mexico, and it is strengthening as it gets ready to hit the Apalachicola area coming up later this evening. It's going to continue to ramp up a little bit, should arrive late tonight. Micah Harris, our meteorologist, is there near Destin, Florida, and he has an update on the situation. Micah?
Hey everybody, meteorologist Micah Harris right here in what typically is beautiful Destin, Florida, but now when you have a storm on the way, Hermine's on the way, let me tell you this, we're not going to feel the brunt of it, already feeling the effects of it. Look up toward the flagpole. Water is closed to all public. That's a double red flag warning. It means nobody is allowed in the water. Reason being, look at the water out there. Yeah, you have some pretty big waves, anywhere from 3 to 8 foot tall, and typically, I've been going here for about 20 to 25 years, most of my life with my family on vacations. Typically when you get this size with waves, you know a tropical system is on the way. So we're going to be watching this, the effects of this, the next 24 to about 48 hours. Good news, it moves on out. For any of you beachgoers coming down here toward the holiday weekend, looking pretty good for you. But for right now, we're right here in Destin, Florida, and we're trying to weather the storm. We'll just put it that way. I'm meteorologist Micah Harris for WKYT.
Normally, I would trade shoes with him being down there, but with this situation, not. These hurricanes, when
Yeah.
you show it on the radar, it's
Sure.
really impressive.
It is, and where Micah is, he's on the very western edge of that, the Destin, Florida area. The strongest part of any hurricane is always on the right side, so he's well away from that. Let's look at where Hermine is spinning right now into the Gulf of Mexico, and you can see it behind us here, and it is getting closer and closer to land. You can actually see the eye there. It's a fairly broad eye. If you want to see a storm kind of tighten up a little bit, you want to see that eye contract just a little, but right now, the center of that eye is roughly, Sam, 85 miles right off the coast from Apalachicola into the center of that. And that eye wall should be making landfall sometime late this evening into the wee hours of the morning, roughly right on top of the Apalachicola area. But you're getting all these spiraling bands around Hermine, and those are producing the possibility of tornadoes. They may see 10, 15 inches of rain out of this system as well. 75-mile-per-hour minimal hurricane, but still, it's one of the first hurricanes to strike Florida in a long, long time.
That's a large-looking eye, by the way.
It is.
At least to me, it looks
It
large.
is. It's a larger eye. If you want to see a storm, kind of a sign that a storm would be increasing, if you see that eye tighten up just a little bit, get a little smaller, that would be a sign that that is going to wrap up. Right now, it's kind of running out of room, but the overall path of that, Sam, will impact parts of Georgia, the Carolinas, and eventually by Sunday and Monday, this storm may be just off the Jersey coast and trying to fire back up over what are abnormally warm waters across the Northeast.
All right, we know you'll be watching it. Chris, thank you. There's a new drug showing up in the University of Kentucky's emergency room, and it's 10,000 times stronger than morphine. Imagine that. Carfentanil is known on the street as elephant heroin. Now, concern's been growing that it's reached central Kentucky. An emergency room doctor at UK says overdoses in general are up, and many of them, he believes, are carfentanil. Now, since the drug is so potent, it can be harder for Narcan to be effective.
It will work, but it sometimes requires more. And again, Narcan isn't perfect. Sometimes the patients still require intubation and ventilatory support.
Tonight on WKYT News at 6, officials warning about this dangerous drug and fear the worst has yet to come. Amber's in the newsroom now with our investigative reporter, Randa Combs. Amber?
Sam, thank you. Everything about all of these heroin overdose stories is scary. This adds an extra element to it. This is a story you've been sort of working on for some time now.
Amber, I think it was back in May. A buddy of mine that works in Cleveland told me about a rash of overdoses in Akron, Ohio, and they were calling it this elephant heroin, which is basically a tranquilizer that's sometimes used for elephants or large animals, called carfentanil, was showing up. And it started to slowly leak down here, at least the word. So I wasn't able to get it confirmed until last week that it was actually here.
And now here we are. It is here in Lexington and around us, really, in communities.
And this doctor says that is certainly his assumption, because basically what he's seeing is something that's so potent. Heroin is cut with this carfentanil. Its origin, like I said, is a sedative for large animals, and that's how strong this stuff is. And what this points to is a bigger issue of drug overdoses and how it's getting worse. He's been working in ERs, he said, for 38 years. He says he's never seen anything like it. It just continues to grow and get harder and harder. More Narcan's needed now. So it's a very scary situation for everyone.
You have done countless stories on this, and it just seems like all of this is just really the tip of the iceberg on it.
And he said that as well. He said, you know, think about what we're seeing coming into the ER. Think about all the people that are home and overdose fatally, or ones that use Narcan at home. There's so many more out there that this is happening to. And he said one of the sad realities, too, is that a lot of times when they wake up in the ER, they immediately walk out the door without getting any rehab help or assistance. So this is an uphill battle.
And it is a learning lesson for all of us,
Absolutely.
for sure. Miranda, thank you. We'll see that story coming up tonight at 6. Sam?
It got a little wild on Main Street in Whitesburg today. A deer ran down the street, veered to the right, and crashed through a window. Tyler Fields was behind the deer in a vehicle and caught it all on camera. The deer broke through the storefront window of the old Dawhares building before running off. Nominations have been announced for this year's CMA Awards, and a familiar face at the top. We'll find out how many nominations Kentucky native Chris Stapleton received coming up.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Beautiful weather finally taking over the pattern across the Bluegrass State. Not a moment too soon. Labor Day weekend is upon us, the unofficial end to summer for many of us out there, and I guess it's going out on a little whimper. I'll take it. Live look into the backyard of WKYT. Beautiful skies over top of us. High 70s to right at 80 degrees, depending on exactly where you are. Humidity is way, way down compared to the past several days. And we've got a Defender radar network that says forget about it. It's not going to have a whole lot to show you for a little while. Cold front that is on the move now just to our south. All the showers and thunderstorms of the past few days along and ahead of that front now into parts of East Tennessee toward the Carolinas, Commonwealth of Virginia instead of the Commonwealth of Kentucky getting in on the action. Much cooler air though following that up, and you can always tell when you have a pretty good shot of some cooler air because into the afternoon, just by looking at a satellite view, you know you've got some cool air aloft, especially when you start to see clouds bubbling up, like what we're seeing across Kentucky, across the Great Lakes. That tells you we've got some fairly cool air. That is some of the good stuff that's going to hang around for a little bit. Pleasant temperatures into your Friday. Sun, a little bit of high cloud cover out there. Saturday should be another great day. Southeastern Kentucky, boy, there is that much of a chance. Southeastern, the far southeastern part of the Bluegrass State of seeing a shower. It's kind of an offshoot from Hermine as it goes up the eastern seaboard. Nice weather should roll on into Sunday, mainly sunshiny skies. Commonwealth Stadium, Saturday, sunshine for tailgating. Sunshine at kickoff, 74 for that 7:30 kickoff with a quick drop by the time we're falling out of Commonwealth after a W, 64 degrees by that time. A cool fourth quarter, but again, sun is high in that September sky, so slap on the sunscreen out there. Don't want to go all green eggs and ham on you here. Let's go through the next few days, show you what all is going on. Temperatures this evening are into the mid-60s by 11 o'clock. 50 show up tomorrow morning. Through the rest of the day, low 70s by the afternoon. Some of those clouds from Hermine starting to filter into southeastern Kentucky. Beautiful for high school football. 50s to start out your Saturday. Saturday afternoon coming in just a smidge cooler with each model run. Upper 70s to low 80s. That's a fairly strong northeasterly wind setting in on Saturday with our tropical system to our southeast, big area of high pressure to our north and northeast. Saturday evening, spectacular. That'll roll on into the start of the day on Sunday. Here's the 7-day forecast. And September around here is typically a drier month, and boy, it is starting out that way. Upper 70s, low 80s, mid 80s. Now, middle and end of next week, I think we've got another shot at a 90. I don't think we've had our last 90. Let's just say that, all right? Mid to upper 80s for the most part, lows in the 60s, daily threat for a thunderstorm end of next week.
Well, about that, but today, hello, September.
This is really, really good.
Welcome,
isn't it?
right?
Fantastic. And tomorrow and Saturday, I think, are even better than what we have today.
Good deal. Chris, thank you.
A community is coming together to help a young lady fighting leukemia. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about where we are kicking it with Kylie today.
This is really heartwarming. People are coming together to raise money for a Lexington girl with leukemia.
Our Deanne Stevens is out and about kicking it with Kylie at So Many Choices with More. Hi, Deanne.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. We are here kicking it with Kylie. What does kicking it with Kylie mean? Well, these two beautiful women, we have Kim and Bev with us from So Many Choices, came up with this kicking it with Kylie, and I love the story behind it. Tell us about it.
Well, she's a friend, and she's been coming into the store with us for many years, and so we decided we wanted to be able to do something to help with their medical bills. So we worked with Kylie, as a matter of fact, come up with the design, and we sell them. They're $10. 100% of the proceeds goes to the medical bills. We also sell these bracelets. 100% go to the medical bills, and we ship. We've had so many people already FaceTime us on Facebook and let us know that they would like to have one, and we'll ship them to you also.
Bev, talk a bit about why you guys decided to do this. Kylie, a 15-year-old young lady battling leukemia right now. We're going to meet her in a moment. But that special little girl that you said has come and gone and helped you guys and been here around the store for so many years. This is a way of you guys pitching in and giving back.
Well, when we first opened the store, her sister did gymnastics here, and she would come in and volunteer and work in the store so we could get things finished in the back. Never asked for pay and just loved being in the store. So we've been pretty close to Kylie for a while, and this was just our way of helping out.
And Kicking It with Kylie t-shirts you can get here at so many choices. Tell guys where you're located.
261 Ruscio Way. We're actually located in the big Legacy Gymnastics facility, or you can give us a call at 224-0944, and we would like to be busy making these.
Yeah, $10, 100% of the proceeds going back to Kylie and her family. Kylie with us and her mom, Meredith. Kylie, tell us what's going on with you right now. You're in the middle of treatments for a very rare form of leukemia. Talk a bit about that, and how are you feeling right now? Because you're finally out of the hospital for a little bit, right?
Yes. I am the 26th adolescent in the country to ever be diagnosed with this rare type of leukemia.
Right.
And right now I feel great.
Well, it has to make you feel good when you got all these people cheering you on. I understand your soccer team. They're kicking it with Kylie. They're doing tournaments. Tell us a little bit about the feeling that you have with all these people wrapping their arms and loving on you right now.
It's overwhelming, like how many people will show support for you in this community and everything.
And you tell them, get your t-shirt, kick it with Kylie, right?
Yeah.
Mom Meredith, I see tears in your eyes. I don't want you to go there, but I know that this has to make you feel good as well. And we want folks to help out and to participate in Kicking It with Kylie. There's many ways to do that. The love you're feeling right now?
Oh yeah, it's been amazing. I get emails and calls. She gets phone calls. I get phone calls. She gets cards from across the country. We've had so many people praying for us and working with us and doing tournaments and fundraisers, and it's just amazing.
And let's reiterate, Kylie is the 26th child in the world that has been diagnosed with this type of cancer.
Correct. It's been very scary. We've had ups and downs. Like she said earlier, we've been in the hospital for 42 days. We've had to kick different battles. We've had different infections that kind of took a beating on her. Ended up in intensive care for a while. It's been a long few months since we got diagnosed in May.
Okay, well, thoughts and prayers with you guys. And Kylie, say, come kick it with Kylie.
Kick it with Kylie.
Kicking it with Kylie. That's right. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about. Back to you guys.
Just a little shy there, but sweet. Well, the nominations are out for the 50th Annual Country Music Awards. Eric Church, newcomer Maren Morris, and Kentucky native Chris Stapleton lead the pack of nominees with 5 each. Stapleton, Garth Brooks, Luke Bryan, Carrie Underwood, and Keith Urban will vie for the night's top honor, Entertainer of the Year. Stapleton is also up for Single of the Year, Musical Event, Music Video, and Male Vocalist. Other top nominees include Miranda Lambert and Dierks Bentley. The 50th Annual CMA Awards will air live from Bridgestone Arena in Nashville, November 2nd.
A Florida middle school student has become an instant celebrity. Find out why after the break. I love the words fall like feel.
It is here, isn't it?
Yes.
What a way, Chris Bailey, to welcome in the month of September, just the way we like it.
Yeah, that 9th month of the year treating us well so far, just a few hours into it. And that's going to continue for at least the first 3 or 4 days as it stands right now. Live look outside, mix of sun and some clouds. Temperatures are very, very nice. Most areas today, upper 70s to right around 80 degrees. Notice a little more cloud cover showing up on that Moorhead cam than, let's say, what we're dealing with around E-Town to Bowling Green. But overall, nothing coming from the skies of central and eastern Kentucky, so that is certainly some welcome news. Those rainfall numbers we've had for the past few weeks, we don't have to worry about that now. A little bit of high cloud cover bubbling up this afternoon, or at least some ice crystal clouds and some cumulus clouds that are bubbling up. Those are fair weather cumulus clouds. We call them fair weather clouds because, you know what, they're not going to bring any kind of precipitation to central and eastern Kentucky, and that is a good thing, especially with the holiday weekend around the corner. Coming up in just a few minutes, we'll look more in depth at the holiday weekend and take a virtual tour of Hurricane Hermine. Right now, let's check on traffic with Officer Don.
Well, there's a crash now at Manowar and Ruidoso. It's on the inner loop of Manowar just before Richmond Road there. Police remain on the scene. Also, traffic hazard I-64 eastbound. That's near the 94-mile marker with 1 lane blocked on the interstate. To Frankfort, 29 minutes. To Winchester, about the same. Now back to you in the studio.
Officer Don, thank you. A football player goes viral and a senior picture photo bomb. It's the video that will have you talking. Take a look at this.
A 6th grader at a Florida middle school has become an instant celebrity. There he is, after a visit from an FSU football player. Bo Paskey has autism. And his mom says that most days he eats alone. But FSU player Travis Rudolph was visiting the school when he noticed Bo sitting solo and decided to keep him company. And Bo's mom shared a photo of the visit on Facebook, thanking Rudolph. She said, quote, "This is one day I didn't have to worry if my sweet boy ate lunch alone, because he sat across from someone who is a hero in many eyes."
If you see somebody that's sitting alone, if you see somebody that's kind of isolated from a group, to just say, hey, you want to come sit with us?
And I was just so psyched, like an FSU football player just came and sat with me.
You never know when something small you do is really huge.
Yeah.
FSU has invited Bo and his mom to meet the football team. They've also been invited to a team dinner and to join the team for their season opener in Orlando against Ole Miss.
Small act of kindness there. Well, this next story is sure to leave you talking. An Oregon teenager's senior pictures have gone viral after an unexpected photo bomber got a little too much exposure.
Oh, boy.
Many might consider taking senior pictures as a coming-of-age tradition. Oregon teen Jillian Henry had all of that tradition interrupted when her senior year portrait session was photobombed by a naked guy. There's no word on what the man and his dog were doing back there, and frankly, I'm sure no one probably wants to know. Jillian, of course, though, had to share the pics on Twitter, and after receiving more than 40,000 retweets in just a few days, the teen has now become a social media celebrity. Needless to say, that's one memorable senior pic, and I'm sure that one won't be the one that mom picks and blows up and puts on the wall for folks
Really
to
glad
see.
we fuzzed out certain area of the guy so we don't have to deal with
It
that.
does make you wonder, though, doesn't it?
Put some clothes on.
On that note, please stick with us. Here's what we're working on for you now at 5 o'clock.